When God tells us that a man chooses his own path, but God directs his steps, I think that what that means exactly is this: God knows who, in the end, will ultimately choose him and who will ultimately reject him, given any circumstances, situation, etc. He knows every decision everybody will ever make, so he knows ahead of a time who is going to choose him and love him and choose to be obedient, and who's going to choose to reject him and be bitter and etc.
That
And
hurts, though.
well, but
Because
see,
because that means that all the things that I felt up to the point where I deconstructed was all a charade that he was aware of.
oh no,
And that was wrong. Why would he do that?
It just means that he already knew you was going to reject him before he even created you,
Well, why did
and
he
so
make
he
me?
placed you.
Why,
Hold on. So he placed you in this specific time and specific place in the end to try people's faith, like mine, to
yeah.
use you as a buttress against us to help refine our faith.
You don't think that sucks, though? I mean, because like I had to
No,
go
no,
through
no.
loving.
That's
Hold on.
letting you choose, make all of your own decisions, and letting me make
No.
all of my decisions.
No, it wouldn't be, because like he got me to love him. He got me to feel like he was a part of my family, and then allowed me to lose faith and go through this loss and this chaos,
Do you
so
think
he
he
can
shouldn't have allowed
use me to tempt other people.
Do you
That
think?
just seems
Do you think
harsh.
he shouldn't have used you?
No, he shouldn't have used me for that. Not if I
Why?
already
No.
loved him.
If you're going to choose to do evil, why shouldn't he use you in such a way to where it tries my faith?
I haven't chose to do evil. That was a weird accusation. Why would you say that?
What's that?
Why would you accuse me of choosing to do evil?
Well, if you choose to like misrepresent people, mock people, make fun of people, and etc., you think that's doing good or evil?
I don't think that it's either.
You don't
It's
think that it's
critique.
either? Well, then you have
It's
you
critique.
have a rather warped sense of ethics, I would say,
Okay, well, let me ask you this.
because
I look at evil as
everything that we do, Will, is either good or evil. Everything.
who have I harmed?
Well, who have you harmed?
That's
Who
what
do
I'm
you harm
saying.
if you mock?
Raise your hand if I've harmed you.
Who do you harm if you mock?
No one.
You don't harm yourself.
No.
You don't think you got that coming back to you now? You don't think you're going to reap what you sow?
No.
Well, of course you have.
I don't
Now,
get hurt by mockery.
anytime people hang on to negative things like mocking and ridicule and hatred and distress and all of this stuff, you're only hurting yourself.
No, that would be. I don't mind mockery. I invite mockery.
Well, that's
If you want to
cool.
mock
Well,
me,
God
that's
doesn't
fine.
mind it either because in the end, it's you that's going to be mocked.
Right. So where have I done evil?
So, well, in everything that you're choosing,
What
when
have
you
I
choose
chosen?
to turn away from, well, you don't have to accept the fact that when you mock people, that's evil.
Okay, but
But everybody around you knows that's true.
hold on. When did I choose to not believe something?
Look, I'm not going to play your silly little games, Will.
It's not a
Okay.
game. I'm asking.
If you want to
waste,
if you want to have a serious conversation, an honest conversation, we can. But you're not going to waste my time. Okay. So here's the deal: God knew what you would choose to do, and you are specifically chosen, Will, for this day and time to live out. Look, those that are chosen to live for God in this day and time, if you've been selected to be born into the family that you were born into the time that you were born into in this end time period, that's because God knew whether or not you would be his child, whether or not you would choose to obey him, and whether or not you would stand up and make it through all of the evil and the temptations and the distresses and the distractions and evils of this age.
So
He
that I'm
knew that you
really
would see
doing.
past that.
I'm doing
Now,
what he
if
intended.
on the other hand, you're on the flip side of that coin, God knew ahead of time, just like Pharaoh. God knew Pharaoh would harden his heart. God knew what it would take to harden his heart. God knew that in his pride, he would feel that he was giving in to a shepherd. A shepherd was defeating a Pharaoh, and he knew every move Pharaoh would make. He knew that Pharaoh would agree to let them go and then renege on his word. And so he chose the soul to play out that role in Pharaoh's body, that he placed into Pharaoh's body in that very same exact way. Everybody today that's playing the evil side of that coin, if they're a mocker, if they're a murderer, if they're a rapist, if they just hate, if these are things that they got to stay within the church and tear it up and continually fuss and fight, these people are there for a reason. These people are there, and they're placed specifically there to play out the evil part of that plan, and yet they are choosing every step of the way.
How did I choose
to play out their evil parts? Something? Well, like when I came on the other day, I've heard that a lot of your videos are mocking me. I didn't make you mock me. You chose to mock me, right?
Did I mock you, or did I just give my opinion of what you
said? Well, from what I hear from the people that have watched it, it's utter mockery.
Did you watch it
But
yourself,
that's okay.
Eric?
But that's okay. Well, I'm going by the opinion of
maybe you should watch it before you...
I don't really care. I know that you've mocked me. I know that you've mocked me to my face. So
right, I'm not hiding anything.
Why would you not mock me behind my back? And why would you not misrepresent? Why would you've chosen to misrepresent my beliefs too, and that's okay.
Well, I'm here asking you about them now, and you're giving them to me, right?
Yeah, sure. I'm telling you all about predestination.
Right, but that's
what like you were chosen. Do you know that you were chosen specifically to play the antithesis of good at this moment in time?
No, I don't know that.
Well, you were.
Well, then where did I choose?
You're doing your job well, and I'm praying for you.
But where did
as I'm supposed to be? But you see, that's the trying of my faith. That's my responsibility to you. I'm not supposed to hate you. I'm supposed to just give you the truth and send you away with blessings.
Well, can you give me the truth about where I chose?
I just did. So now we're going to continue our discussion about predestination. So there you've heard a good deal of the study right there. God knows everybody here that is going to mock him and ridicule him and work against him and work against the church. He took a lot of haters and he put them in the courtyard that day so that they would turn on Jesus. These were the people that he fed. These were the people that he healed. These were the people that he preached love to. And they filled the courtyard that day saying, "Let him be crucified." You see, those people were specifically foreordained according to God's foreknowledge, knowing that they would turn on Jesus. He's aware of every possible choice that every single one of us could ever possibly make, no matter where he puts us. But that day, he filled that courtyard with haters. A lot of haters were born in that time period. But then there were a lot of believers that were born just after this. And they began to fill the church by the thousands. These people were foreordained to begin the church and set the world on fire with the gospel. So nothing catches God off guard. Nothing catches God by surprise. God is aware of absolutely every circumstance we are ever going to meet in this lifetime. He's aware of how we're going to react. He's aware of when we're going to fail. He's aware of how we're going to repent. He's aware of the positive changes our failures can make. He's aware of the positive changes our failures will make under his guidance and instruction. So God knew what Adam would do. God knew what Eve would do when he placed those two souls in those bodies. He knew that of everybody that would ever be created, they would accomplish what they needed to accomplish in this life to set all this in motion.